making some observances. I talk to my friends, and from both men and women that come to me and they ask for advice, or they are sharing with me what they're going through or whatever. And as somebody that's a little bit older than most of them, I feel like I have a little bit of insight to share with them. I've been in different types of relationships, different stages of relationships, long-term relationships, short-term relationships. I've seen a lot and experienced a lot. And I was married for almost 9 years, which a lot of people don't know. And I have a very good relationship, or a cordial relationship, with my ex-wife. In fact, I have positive relationships with all of my exes, and I'm very proud of that. And that leads me to, I guess, rule number one is don't be an asshole. If you're not an asshole, then if shit doesn't work out, then you move forward in your life. You both move forward, and you remember the good times, and you cherish those, and then you move forward to the next adventure. The biggest things too, I'd say, is be yourself. Know who you are, and don't compromise that for anybody, and don't compromise that to be with anybody or to get something from anybody. And that's another point that I want to make. It's very important that you don't try, that we are content with ourselves. Be happy. Be happy being who you are. If you're not happy being who you are, if you're not happy with who you are, then how are you going to be happy with anybody else? And how are you going to share that with anybody else? I think too many times we are trying to take something from somebody else. We're trying to find contentment and happiness and peace and all the good things in life and good things in a relationship. We're trying to get that from somebody because we don't have that in ourselves. But if you start with having that in yourself, and you meet somebody that you like, that you're attracted to, that you have common interests with, that you have chemistry with, that you have those butterflies in your stomach that you had when you were in middle school and you had your first crush. It's the same thing as an adult, and you start from there, and you see somebody that you like, and you share that with them, and if they like it, then you move forward together. If they don't, then it's cool. You'll find somebody else that's going to connect with you in that same way. But stop looking for other people to fill a void or to supply your happiness, because they won't. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be sad. You're going to be lonely, and you're going to be looking around at everybody else and blaming them when it's you that has yourself. Too many people are lonely and are feeling like they're missing something, or they're not satisfied with their life, and so they're trying to draw that out of other people. But you have to bring that to them and stop trying to take. And so where I'm at in my life, being 39 years old, and I've been married and divorced, and I've been single now for 6 years now. And I'm very happy. I'm very content where I'm at. I've been in relationships since my marriage, and I'm not in a relationship now, and I'm not seriously dating anybody or anything, but I'm very content. I'm very happy with who I am, with what I'm doing with my life. And so when I do date women, I tell them, when they ask, what are you looking for in a woman? Well, I kind of tell them like things that I'm into and things that I look for, but first and foremost, I don't want anything from them. I don't need anything from them. I'm not trying to take anything from them. I want to hang out with cool people that share common interests, that I'm into, that I'm attracted to, that we can have fun together. And if it doesn't work out, it's all good. And if it does work out, then great. Like, let's move forward in life. But it's not because I'm trying to get something from them. I think it's important to stay in that mindset. You can't. People are trying to fill their loneliness with somebody else, but you can't do that. You've got to figure out, why are you lonely? What about yourself don't you like that you need to have somebody else fill that void, and can that void be filled by somebody else? And I don't think it can. I think the best relationships are two really strong, independent people that know who they are, that are content with who they are, that want to get better, that see their flaws, but are accepting of themselves, are just relaxed and like, okay, this is who I am. and then they meet somebody that's the same, and they click, and they move forward together in their life, and it works out. They're not fighting in order to make it work for them to be together. It just flows in life. I think those are the strongest, best relationships that can go through the highs and lows, the ups and downs. Relationships are hard. They're not easy, whether it's marriage or long-term, short-term, whatever. Like, relationships are difficult. And they're designed to be that way because you're welcoming somebody into you, and we're all very complicated. So it's important that you know who you are, that you like who you are, that you're happy, and that you bring that into a relationship. Anything else, you're going to draw too much from somebody else, or you're not going to have enough to fulfill them, and unfortunately it's not going to work out, you know. So I just see too many of my friends that they want to meet somebody, and they want somebody to make them feel good, and they feel lonely, and they have to, and then they feel like it's a fight, like I have to fight through this loneliness in order to wait for the right person. No, go have fun, go enjoy your life, go do what you want to do. You're gonna meet cool people along the way, and when you do, and they click, and you have those butterflies in your stomach, then go pursue it. And if it doesn't work out, then move on to the next one, because they're out there. But have fun in life. Life is way too short for us to be so focused on trying to meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right or whatever. Just go have fun. Go send it. See, and here's a big thing for guys. Like in our age of very impersonal communication, where we have dating apps and we have social media and we have all these different methods to communicate with women without ever seeing them, without ever seeing them in person, without ever walking up to them, without ever being nervous about, oh shit, what are they gonna say? You know, what am I gonna say? And you know, are they gonna like me, or are they not gonna like me, or whatever? That nervousness is good. That experience is really vital in order to have a strong relationship and to have that strong chemistry right from the beginning. So I'm not saying dating apps are bad. I'm not saying slide into DMs. I'm not saying any of that stuff. What I am saying though is there's no substitute for seeing a pretty girl, walking up to her and saying hi, and then take it from there. Yeah. Or however, whatever your quote unquote line's gonna be or whatever. Just be yourself. Yeah. Maybe come up with a funny line because it breaks the ice, whatever, but just be yourself. And there's no substitute for that experience that you two share of that first time that you saw each other, that first time that you talked, that first time that you met. And so just don't neglect that. If you are busy and you need dating apps to make it work, that's all good. There's no right or wrong way. I just see way too many of my friends that have lost the art of seeing a pretty girl, walking up to her and saying, and taking a chance, taking the risk. Yeah. You gotta take the risk, man. You gotta send it, you know.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what else? Another part of it is like loneliness is real. Wanting to be with somebody is real. You know, heartbreak is real. I've had my heart broken before. I may have broken a heart or two. I don't know for a fact, but I know that I've had my heart broken for a fact. And that, it sucks, it hurts, it's hard. But because of that, I try my best to take relationships serious. Even if it's just a casual relationship, like, you know, it's somebody's heart that you're dealing with. Like, you're into them, you want to date them, don't play games. Don't lead people on. Don't lead people on to get something from them. Just be yourself. Don't be an asshole, and don't play games with people's hearts. If you're not interested in them and it going any further, just be upfront. That's the best way to handle it. And be honest with them. Say, you know, I like you, but I'm not interested in going any further. Well, if it doesn't lead it to anything else, maybe you guys just had that, and it's all good. And you learn from each other, had some cool experiences, and it's time to move on. The other thing is that people talk about like, how do you battle through loneliness? Like, you have to fight through loneliness and fight through pain of heartbreak and all that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can handle it that way, but I just think why don't you just relax? Just relax. Get to know who you are. Get to know what you like, what you want in your life, what you want out of this world, and go pursue that. And don't worry about finding somebody, because you're going to find some really rad people along the way. You're going to find some cool people that you're going to connect with on that path. And you might find somebody that you want to share the rest of your life with, or the next 5 months with, or a year and a half, or whatever. But look at your life as a long journey, and you don't have to get to there is no finish line. There is no real end. You're just going from one adventure to the next. And don't play with people's hearts. Don't be an asshole. Be true to who you are. Be yourself, and relax. Don't be so uptight. We don't have to fight. We can just relax into being present with where we are right now, finding contentment in that, finding contentment with who we are and what we're doing, seeing the things that we want to fix, the flaws that we want to fix, the things that we're not happy about our life, and focusing on trying to fix those things ourselves and not looking for somebody else to fix it for us. And just having fun and enjoying your life and doing things that you really like to do, not because you're going to meet somebody there, but because you really want to do it. And if you happen to meet somebody, then cool. But don't put so much pressure on yourself. Life is short. Last thing I'll say is, in my opinion, there's two types of people in the world. There's the cool people, and there's the people that are trying to be cool. Being cool is just being yourself, being who you are, knowing who you are, and making taking your hand and making the best of it, and bringing that to the table, bringing that to life. That is being cool. Cool is not how you look. It's not how much money you have. It's not what you do. It's what you do with what you got. So just be cool. Be yourself, and be content with that. Relax and be content with that. All of us have flaws. Nobody is perfect. All of us have things about ourselves that we would love to change, that we're insecure about. We're all fighting those battles. But don't fight it. Just relax. Have fun and send it.
Hell yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Sitting in there on the left pockets with my pockets, cause a lot of fucking hoes leaving trail of them grounds of them fuckboys that follow. Yeah, fill up that hollow stomach with my sorrow. Tomorrow ain't promised a top bill to swallow, but oxycodone ain't a top bill to snore. That's a top bill to kill. Always on the shore, sitting tall with my vice. Fuck y'all for the sport, the money, the bitches, the fame, feeling like a whore. Now I was walking more forwards, and I'm closer to death than I was when I was poor. Go get pictures in the kitchen, passing out on the couch. I'll die from being bored.